I'm going to go over my Benchmade collection. You guys have seen quite a few of these knives probably if you've watched any of my videos. Mostly consists of Osborne design knives. Just going to jump right into it. This is the Barrage, 154 cm steel, plastic FRN handles. Fantastic knife. It is assisted. A lot of guys dislike assisted knives. I have no idea why. I think they're fantastic. It just makes opening so much easier. And it's a natural evolution to an automatic. So, of course, I'm going to dig it. Got the upgraded version here. This is an S30V steel. G10 handles. I need to get a deep carry pocket clip for this one. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I think I'll do that after I make this video. So go shoot Benchmade an email. This is the Serum. It is a dual action. You can open it both manually with the thumb stud, or you can pull back on the axis lock, and it is an automatic. You don't see this one running around too often. I don't know why. I guess it's just never been very popular with the guys. When I first got mine, I broke the spring. The axis lock makes the knife drop out a little bit, so when you pull it out, the knife has a tendency to just move. The blade will come out just a little bit, and that's all it takes. If it's not seated fully and you pull back on that spring, you'll break it. Benchmade was cool about it. They replaced it, of course, no problems. KnifeWorks exclusive Contago. It's a big knife. Blue and black G10, M390 steel. This is a big one. I've also got the 940 KnifeWorks exclusive, 20 CV steel, blue and black G10. This thing weighs nothing. Everybody's familiar with the 940 if they're in the knife game. This is the classic, quintessential everyday carry. The large Emissary. Debating whether I wanted to get the 943, which is the drop point version of the 940. What pushed me towards this was the fact that it is assisted opening, and the tip is a little bit broader than the 943. The 943 comes down a little bit steeper and has a little less belly. Not that there's much belly in this at all, but this does have a little bit more of a broadness down there towards the tip. These are a couple of Redline models. They are made by Benchmade, but they were made in China. This one actually has Harley Davidson stamped on the tang, or rather on the blade itself. They are titanium handles, polished clips, 9CR13 MOV steel. I've got two of them. The first one I used as a sharpening experiment. Now, when I first got this knife, they were pretty available and they were fairly cheap. I don't think I paid more than $50 for this. So I convexed that pretty badly and went back over it as I learned what I was doing and made it look a little neater. But this is one of the sharpest knives I believe I own. It is just a razor blade, and that convexed edge will cut through material like it's not there. It is the knack lock. I'm sure you guys are familiar with this, but I'll show it to you if I can get it to adjust. It's basically like a button compression lock, if you will. There is a arm that flips over onto the tang of the knife. You press it, pushes that tang over. You can close it, kind of like a reverse liner lock, but on the back side of the blade tang. Mini Crooked River. This is actually a really nice knife. fairly light. The 3.5 inch version is just the right size for my needs. The Rift automatic. Benchmade's Axis automatics are they're really easy to deploy. There's just something about pulling back on that Axis lock and then that knife springing forward. I don't know what it is, but I just love it. When I got the Rift, it made me want to get this one. This is the Presidio Auto in 154 cm steel. They had announced at the time they were fixing to discontinue this model because of the 154 cm steel. So I decided to grab it before it was no longer available. Both of these knives are the exact same size. They feel like they're the exact same weight. Blade sizes are similar, handle sizes are similar. Just everything about them is very similar. If you're looking for one and don't like the design, perhaps the other one will appeal to you. It's the manual Rift. I think this is a very underestimated knife. As far as EDC tasks go, cutting, this beats the 940 hands down. The reason being is it's much thinner going towards the edge, so as you make cuts, it's not as wedgy and it's just nicer to use. But it's overlooked quite often, which is a shame because this is a fantastic knife. Finally got myself a mini grip. I recently got this maybe a few months ago. 154 cm steel. It's fixing to be discontinued yet again. Wanted to get this model before it was no longer available. It's a Sabu, I'm not even sure how you pronounce it. 20 CV steel. Just a nice little gentleman's carry. Very classy, very light. That little small pocket clip works really well. It's deep carry. One of the nice little details is the wood inlay inside the thumb stud. Just super cool. Benchmade Ballet in 390 steel, G10 handles. I seen this at my Cabela's at this local for 113 bucks recently. I'm gonna go check it out again, hopefully this weekend. And if it is still available, I am gonna pick me up another one because at that price, why not? Emissary. Small version. There's just something about that blade shape. It gets me every time. I love carrying this knife. I love using it. Just a great everyday carry. Benchmade really has some home run knives, and this is one of them. Assisted opening, fun to deploy, fun to fidget with. Of course, there is a safety. I think all of their assisted knives and their automatics have a safety. Not that they're really required or needed, but it's there just in case. Rather have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And last but not least is my mini ruckus. Connie bought this one for me a very long time ago. The reason I wanted it was that handle shape. This is one of the most comfortable knives I've ever held. It's a little weighty. It's got some girth to it, but nothing obnoxious. And this is the mini, so it's a 3.5 inch blade. I can only imagine how large the full size is. They had these in the H&K lineup. They were automatic knives. I was going to purchase one, but I never got around to it. Now that they discontinued the H&K line, they've made them back into the mini ruckus, and they're charging a ridiculous amount. So I should have got it while I could, but it's one of those things where you procrastinate and you lose out. That's my whole lineup for Benchmade, guys. If you have any questions or comments, as always, leave them below. I appreciate you watching. Y'all have a good one.